Huey Pierce Long, a subnote on the pages of history. Yet somehow we've all come to love and adore and wish we could cuddle with. Yeah, so welcome to Kaiserreich, the mod where Germany won the First World War and then imagined an alt history where they lost. And in this mod lies the secret to why exactly we love Huey Long and why he has become so immensely popular in the map gaming world despite having not been around anymore by the time the game where he gained his fame starts. So in Kaiserreich, a lot of things are different. Britain, France, and Northern Italy are all communist. Italy is split into two. The German Empire lives on and has a pretty strong faction. America, though, seems mostly normal, except there's one major difference. Huey Long is alive and well, and sitting in Louisiana waiting for his moment. It's very cute. I can't wait to see what he does. So as America, the military hasn't been developed at all. We only have 5 divisions, but 5 divisions is all we'll need until something very bad happens soon. It's very bad, but it's okay. Here's some nice foreshadowing, but we're going to go over here and reintroduce the Garner-Wagner bill. It's the first step of many. So yeah, spoilers, I guess, for Kaiserreich, but there's going to be a civil war soon, and it used to be possible to prevent this civil war through a very, very specific sequence of events, starting here with introducing the Garner-Wagner bill, but it has been removed as a thing, so you can't prevent it, so it doesn't really matter anymore. We'll simply now build military factories in the south here for no reason, and by no reason we're building it in the south because eventually when the civil disagreement starts, we will be in the south. Even though I don't think we'll be able to get a single one built, maybe one, but I think weird things will happen that won't really allow us to do that much, and one military factory does not make the difference in a big fight. Yes, God bless America and Huey Long, who we all love and hope is doing well. I bet he's sitting in New Orleans right now, having a good day, maybe sitting on the beach. So King George V has died, and Edward VIII has ascended to the throne, unlocking the focus tree of Canada and kicking off the sequence of events by which they will eventually try to reclaim the Union of Britain. The National Syndicalists are also meeting together to do interesting things on the other side of the world. I recognize one of them. Oh yeah, and even though Huey Long is alive, we still have the Great Depression. That still did happen. The collapse of the New York stock market and all. I think it happened a bit earlier, but it's still just as bad in 1936. And now Germany's stock market has crashed, so that will worsen the Great Depression, going in the wrong direction here. Also, in Kaiserreich, we have these legation cities as all the ports here in China. Like, Great Britain doesn't own Hong Kong. It's an international group of cities that we have the most influence in of all the great powers, though when things break down here, that will, of course, wane. You know, now whenever I see Herbert Hoover, I just think about how he killed Senator Armstrong and Cap America. See, that was one of my finest moments. There he is at the microphone, so cute. So now we will go through a very long series of events, eventually leading up to the election where our great candidate Huey Long is on the ballot, and even though this doesn't really matter, as far as I know, we will still choose him as the winner. And there he is, our good boy, Huey Long, the kingfish. Though it's not gonna stay like this for much longer. Reed here, he's our arch nemesis, you could say. We don't like this guy, and he is increasing SPA control everywhere. And MacArthur has removed Huey Long. I'll never be able to forgive him. Oh, look at Huey. Ah, yes, Huey. President Long declares the American Union state. So yeah, Huey won the election. MacArthur removed him, and now we will play as Huey, the true president of America. We will prepare. We're the first to break free. We have a lot of factories now. We'll build lots of military factories. We weren't able to build any secret ones, but that's okay. We have Patton and some other guys. We also have Hodges, who becomes the supreme military commander in Cap America. Though I'm going to put different people in charge because we only have an infantry army, so we don't need those tank generals. So now this here is where we define ourselves. It's where we decide what role we will play on the stage today. Some men have approached Huey Long, including Henry Ford, and they want guaranteed political office and influence in America in exchange for giving us 8 military factories, which would increase our numbers from 2 to 10. But we are not going to betray our ideals. It's such a tempting offer. It's so easy. It almost guarantee that we win, but we will not sacrifice our ideals today on this stage. And some not so good people want to join our forces. We would get 10 divisions, but again, we won't sacrifice our ideals. He gives me the creeps. Yes, that's the best way to refuse divisions. At least now, Kaiser Wilhelm has sent us some equipment which will help us a lot in the conflict to come. We also now have access to 25 military factories. Our main goal will be to survive. We will buy a lot of steel from Germany and just try to hold on because I think we have the most factories. So we're starting things off by taking control of Iowa. We're getting some control in Tennessee, though we will have to take Nashville to secure control over the entire state. We're not very well defended on our lines though, due to the fact that we didn't really accept any of those deals with the devil, so to speak. We've already encircled this division here, and I'm going to try to encircle these two, and we have taken Chicago pretty early on in the war. I don't know if we'll be able to hold it, but taking it will at least disrupt the syndicalists quite a bit, even though we're not doing the best job holding right now. And we have traveled to the west and ensured that everybody there knows that they too are a king. It's pretty wholesome. We've taken over all of California, Nevada, etc. And holding on to Chicago, not a good idea. It's not smart to move in that direction. It was a bad idea. You really need to take the Pacific states, because if you take out the syndicates, you're just surrounded on two sides and it's not good. You need to take out one side and move around to the other guys. Even then, I think the syndicalists are still about as powerful as us, but now we should be able to mobilize a much bigger force. And now it's finally the Huey versus MacArthur battle that we have always wanted, but MacArthur doesn't really stand a chance. He doesn't have the resources, he doesn't have the manpower, he doesn't have the divisions. We're finally gonna take back the South and then take all the syndicalist territory that he took. Maybe not. Never mind. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay. I have these emergency divisions that are ready to deploy. All this means now is that we're gonna take Canada too. So Huey, our friend, he kind of won a little bit. This isn't an exact victory though, I wouldn't say. I don't think the event's going to fire that says we won the Second American Civil War. I think we have to beat Canada or something, and France. I don't even know how we're gonna get to France. They have a big faction though, and they're all at war with us. At least we have one ally in the world, and maybe we can join Germany somehow. Or maybe the event that ends the Civil War will fire, because there's no other America. I don't know what's gonna happen here now. All I know is that Huey will probably lead us to victory, hopefully. Especially since Canada wasn't defending the North. We still don't have cores on most of America though, which is kind of, not very good. So I don't know, is Kaiserreich bugged now? Are we permanently in the Civil War, or will the Civil War end once we capitulate Canada and France? Okay, this is good. We occupied Ottawa and they have given up. So we'll see if we can get some land concessions and end this. Okay, and then that's good. It ended. We got some nice land concessions too. I kind of wanted British Columbia to connect to Alaska, but this is probably more valuable territory to add to our American Union state, so that everybody in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick can be a king too. It's pretty cute. So now, like Kaiser Wilhelm helped us, we're going to help the German Empire hopefully survive. We still don't have cores on most of the country, but it's necessary that we join his faction, because there's a king to the north of us, Edward VIII, who has wronged us. And I could have just kept the fight going and taken all of Canada and kicked him off somewhere else. Maybe he could go exile in Australia next. But no, we're going to do something even worse and take over Britain without him. So then we can decide what happens to Britain and not him. It'll be such a good act of revenge, and then we'll make everybody a king except him. And then he can be the only person who is not a king in Britain. It'll be perfect. It's my greatest evil plan. Better than a lot of the other ones. Well, the British Isles have submitted to us, and I forgot to mention too, we're not doing this for completely random reasons. We also want Hawaii back, and Hawaii is controlled by the syndicalists and is allied with France and what used to be Britain before Britain became owned by Huey Long. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to keep control over Britain because there's some magic peace deal stuff that the Entente and Germany get to do, but I hope that I have a say in it. And we were successful in taking all of Britain. Now every man, every person in Britain is a king, except Edward VIII, who's not the king of Canada either anymore because he was so embarrassed that he had to give up his crown. I guess, what does this mean? Do we go after Wilhelm next? I don't know. And everybody in Britain is happy and having a great time. We have our revenge, a very wholesome type of revenge that doesn't involve us invading Canada or anything. And we now have set everything up perfectly. We have a British Republic under our guidance. Belgium, the Netherlands, and Italy have all been reorganized into republics. Wait, is this guy a king? I think this guy might be a king, and that's not good. I guess he can just be the most kingly of the kings. I think we're going to cancel the patent reform plan because now we do what we were always meant to do: proclaim every man a king, finally. It's been quite a while. Oh yeah, we're still at war though. Yeah, I guess we should probably go deal with that too. Yep, that's the Huey path. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.